you guys. Okay, so today I am going to be unmolding the strawberry embeds, and I'm going to be unmolding the honeysuckle things, which does smell like a little bit like honeysuckle. Now, I also had leftover honeysuckle, so we're going to see what we can do with this. I've got some kind of little cookie cutter thing, came from cheese a long time ago. I can see if Mom has too, but because I confiscated it from a drawer, it never got used. But so I'm going to be seeing if I can cut out little heart shapes. I don't think this is ready to come out of here yet, though. I might have to freeze it. So I'm going to probably freeze it, or just leave it in the air. So let's get to unmolding. Shall we start with what I know to be the easy one? And I'm saying this is the easy one because the mold is very flexible. I don't know if the yellow survived that I was putting in the ends, because I kind of had trouble with those little glitter bottles. Weren't made for soap that way, but I'm going to make it for soap. I cut the tips of them off a little bit to see if that would work better next time. Oh my goodness. Looky at that. Do you see? It worked. Now I'm going to put these in a Ziploc bag to keep them from drying out so they will be ready next time. And of course, little things like this can happen. That was part of a flower on the end. But I could work with it. So that worked. Wow. So, and for another one. So now I have two of these. And I don't know how many I'll need. I'll need to trim this though. Get some kind of way to trim it off like that. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to put it on top of the soap yet. The honeysuckle soap. But it has a very delicious honeysuckle scent from the fragrance oil, and hopefully it will help the infused oil stick in the soap, because I don't know if I plan to use any fragrance oil in the soap at all, or if I do, I'll do a batch without and use these, and then if it works, then great. If it don't, then I'll make another batch that has the fragrance in it to help it, like it did the last time when I made two batches, one without the fragrance oil with only infused oil, and one with the fragrance oil. Okay, now the one that I'm not so sure about. I guess I need to tug on them to unmold these a bit, kind of to loosen the seal. Let's see if I can get them all out without damage. Not so sure that came out without damage. So here is one strawberry. This is the Fire Engine Red. I must have not used enough colorant in it. It has a pale pink look to it. It might have mixed with the green. These ones I didn't have quite enough of. And I'll also put these in a Ziploc bag until I have a chance to make more, because this only makes 10. Next time I'll have to divide the batter a little bit better, or use 5 ounces for the whole thing. I was trying to attempt on getting the green into the leaf section here, and I didn't do such a good job. And that is because of the way my thing was going. I think I should have froze this. Next time I will freeze this as well. So I could use tips on this. I should have known to froze this one since it's a harder And the other soap that I made with the coconut milk, no fragrance oil, is in the refrigerator. I froze it for an hour and 15 minutes about. Then I put it into the refrigerator. And it's been there all night. And so, there you have it. I will come back later when I've got after it's the proper amount of time for the coconut milk soap to be cut. Anyway, as you can see, I've got a lot of soap residue in there, and it will have to be frozen next time to get the full effect of these. I almost forgot about this. So I froze it for several hours, and I'm going to put this in the middle of the video instead of putting it at the end. But froze this to get it out, and now it's come out, and it's like this. And I've got this little thing here, there. And what I'm going to do is push down on it into the soap, then push up and gently push it out. And I have a little flower. And do another. I don't know how many I'll get from this, but it was just a little extra idea. I'm doing it while the soap is still frozen, so I won't mash it too much. There's that one. I almost forgot about this soap here. I put it in the freezer and I forgot it, and I was already ready for bed and editing this video before I actually remembered about it and got it out of the freezer to fix it like this. Third one, and might only get 4. Or not. I messed up with that one. I could still use it though. There we go. So I have gotten 4. I really wouldn't have been able to get 5. So 4.5. Oh, there we have it. Let these remove their condensation. And lots of little scrappies. And a centerpiece. It's cute. Reminds me of a little elephant, or kind of put the nose going up. Unintentional. Okay, let's take this out of the mold. While the sea salt helped me to unmold it easier without making indentations in the bottom of my soap, I still had trouble releasing the seal and had to use the table to help it come out of the mold. Okay, it's out. This has a very creamy white appearance this time. It's a lighter in color looks than before, and this is still very cold. Okay, now I feel like I really need to, since this is cold and slippery, very slippery with it being a little condensation from being cold and getting to room temperature, it may just need to, and I don't know if this is going to be easy to cut it being cold or not. Let's see if we have beautiful look. Oh wow, boy, it worked. Lovely, very lovely. Now let's see. Now remember, I used cocoa butter. It wasn't as strong. I might can still smell it. I can't tell just yet. It's one of those times when it's like, okay, does it have a pleasant smell? Can you smell the cocoa butter or no? Can't tell just yet. Now my cutter is making this kind of a mark right here as I'm going down. It's done it on both sides, but that could probably be fixed. I think it might be just because it's cold and I'm having to exert more force. And the last cut. Bit trickier to hold on to it. It's slipping and sliding, slipping and sliding. Not really as bad that time, but you know, you'll notice I see gray in this right here, just comes to the shadows, but really that's only because of the shadow of me standing there. Let me move you up to get a better look. Okay, this time it is the same color throughout. That means I was successful in preventing a gel. It wasn't successful until I cut it. Maybe I need to let it come to room temperature next time before I cut it after getting it out of the refrigerator. But I successfully prevented a gel. So, and I need to have these sitting on the paper towels while they come to room temperature, and maybe put a fan on them to keep them from sweating, because they are going to sweat because they're cold from the refrigerator. Okay, now I'm going to be cleaning these up. Now, I want to show you the difference. These are not quite as gray looking today as they were the other day. I can still smell cocoa butter in this one. This has a refrigerator cold and just cut smell. I can't tell yet until this has had a chance to remove any smells from the... It's an old refrigerator. Maybe it absorbed the refrigerator smells. I hope not. And I hope if it did that it'll go away and fade away. But definitely can smell the cocoa butter. Now remember, this one had cocoa butter in it. It just smells strongly of chocolate. So, anyway, you know, I've got that planer, and it's for the no coconut soaps. And this definitely has cocoa butter, coconut oil in it. It has coconut milk and coconut flour in it. So I can't use it with the planer that I'm using for my no coconut soaps now. Besides, this one has a little feature on it on the end where if I needed to get some in some areas, I could, like that, and the other one don't. So, anyway, so I'm going to clean these up. These actually are not nearly as bad looking as they were the other day when I first cut them. Although, truth be told, I can still see in the mirror there a little bit of gray. Compare them again. Just cut today. These a little bit darker. You can't really tell very much, but they smell like cocoa butter. They don't smell like chocolate, just cocoa butter. I don't want them to smell like cocoa butter. Doing this one here. I still have to order some coconut fragrance oil. I'm going to get it from Aztec. I've got it in my little shopping cart for 1 ounce to try it out. And I have another 1 ounce sample from a dupe of another company. a dupe from the same Aztec, but I can't remember the name of it. But I'll tell you when I make it. Anyway, planer would come in handy for this end piece here. But like I said, the other one will have to go for the no coconut soaps, and then I'll just have to be patient. And this is my test batch anyway for this new recipe. I might have to come up with a replacement to that cocoa butter. Right there, that one seemed to have worked. I just can't tell until it has a chance to get all the moisture out of it where it gathered moisture in the refrigerator. I do need to spray it with a rubbing alcohol though, so I think even though it's a white bar, you probably wouldn't notice very much. But this will prevent it from gathering soda ash. One more of these. There you have it. These are cleaned up. Yep, smells like cocoa butter. Can't tell with the others just yet. And bye now.